And welcome to WWE 2K25 Units on Wait a Minute. As we kick off SmackDown, Breakker has been trying to rile Orton up, trying to be getting Orton in his sights, and tonight Randy is fired back. Breakker has been put down by the Viper before he is set to face Aura Mensa. And here we go, Adrian Butler calling for the bell. And well, Mensa, originally probably wouldn't have had a huge amount of hope coming into this one, stepping in there with a dog like Braun, but now the Braun Breakker can just unleash all fury, all fire. And well, huge elbow drop attempted. Aura able to get out the way, and here we go, moonsault. Braun not letting that opening put him down. Running power slam. Hooks the leg, 1, 2. But a deep kick out from Aura. Oh, wait a minute, Breakker onto that second rope. Not a place we see him all too often. Huge splash. I think Mensa could be in for a ride of his life here, as Breakker starts to do what he does best: dismantle the system. And could he be going for the trifecta? And the answer is yes. I don't know if Mensa thought coming out here would give him a break, give him some reprieve. But Breakker is instantly back on top of him. And well, again, Aura just being beaten from pillar to post, flung from, well, corner to corner, and Breakker just depositing him back in the ring on a count of 4. And oh no, hooks for the deadlift backdrop. And you gotta start questioning, even after the attack from Orton, if anything's gonna be enough on the spear. Hooks him in, belly to belly. We've been talking about this has been a very motivated Braun Breakker. This has been a very, well, ill-intentioned Breakker. And Orton has just added fuel to the fire. And now Mensa being the man who has to deal with it. But wait a minute. Breakker trying to wrangle him in. Suck it into the arm lock, and oh no. Discus. Pele kick. Huge moonsault off the back of it. Breakker making sure to shut down the offense before it becomes a problem. And wait a minute. No. This could be lethal. Just charging him. Full blast in the Tree of Woe. And well, Mensa trying to escape to the apron, and Braun again not interested in giving him a reprieve. Ah, well, Breakker getting what he wanted. No. No. The dog drop kicks him. The middle rope going straight into the throat. And here we go. Braun lines up the spear. Hooks the cover. 1, 2, 3. I mean, you can't say it didn't take everything that he had, every ounce of energy. Randy Orton seemingly responding to the words of Bron Breakker. Breakker said he can't be ignored any longer, and it seems Randy's agreed. The war has begun, and I can only imagine how lethal things will get as these two men potentially face off at SummerSlam, and it all came down to the spear. Cuts Mensah in half, hooks the leg, calls it a night. And what a victory for the dog to open up this episode of SmackDown. Well, Styles and Fatu were set to go 1-on-1, and now the United States Champion, a man that both Fatu and Styles are gunning for, are set to face off. Of course, AJ Styles jumped Jacob Fatu after Fatu made his challenge clear on Coffee, and well, Jacob, highly suspicious of the arrival, staring a hole into Joe Coffey, is, well, he shrugs him off and takes his seat. And while Butler trying to regain everyone's focus on the match, he noticed while Jacob was distracted, Styles was laser focused, but and AJ darts through, takes out the leg of Jacob. And here we go. What's the game plan gonna be? Both men calling out will tie up. Jacob Fatu getting the upper hand early on. I mean, AJ Styles is one hell of a technical competitor, but the distraction on the outside is very much going to be a playing factor. Well, side headlock for 2. Shaking out, and Styles with the arm drag. And AJ like the corner with a forearm. And while Styles getting into the face of Joe Coffey, who sat down there by the announcer's desk. Well, Styles seemingly trying to play the game, trying to sucker in his opponent. Well, this time he did it successfully. Slingshot DDT. In for a penny, in for a pound. Hooks the leg, and no. Styles, knowing what contest he's in, knowing what's on the line, what's at stake. Again, hooking in deep, cover 2, no. Shining Wizard, and this is not the start Jacob Fatu wanted. Oh no. We've seen Fatu power up. He is like a colossus. And now, Styles going into fist to fist combat and walks out on top. And AJ seemingly sending the warning. Oh well, what's AJ thinking? Yeah, wheelbarrow. And just secures him down and AJ, here we go. 450 off the springboard. 1, 2. And well, for 2. Oh no. AJ took his lead for granted. Oh god. We know what he's looking for. And well, it wasn't long-lived, but he tried. Oh well, Jacob finally rallying through. And well, here we go, another brawl. As Jacob rallies in, but well, Joe Coffey's just taken out for 2, has caused a disqualification. For 2 wins by DQ, but well, Styles has lost his pound of flesh. AJ doesn't know what to do. And here we go, Coffey and Jacob now engaged in an all-out brawl. And Jacob for 2 is making sure punishment is due served. I mean, we've not seen anyone be able to countermand, counteract the US champ in such a way. Joe Coffey locked into the submission. Oh well, Jacob trying to force the humiliation of Joe, but Joe refusing to accept it as this brawl is broken. Oh, I'm in a Solo Sikoa confronting Logan Paul, who seems to be in the car park. Last week I had Jericho in my grips, and you had to come out and screw it up for all of us. Look, Logan, just so we were on the same page, you aren't in our family. You are nothing in the shadow of the bloodline. So next time you decide to help, maybe just walk away. Of course, referencing Paul's interference last week. For a man who can't win, you seem to have an overwhelming ego. Last week wasn't my idea. I couldn't care less if you win or not. It was your boss who asked me to come save you from yet another embarrassment. But hey, even with a steel chair assist, you still managed to choke. Oh, and Logan suggesting either The Rock was the one who sent him out. Their boss? I don't have a boss. I am the tribal chief. I am the one who makes the calls. You know what you aren't worth. The oxygen I am wasting. Well, Solo and getting a bit heated there with Paul calling The Rock the boss, and it seems the bloodline dissension, the turmoil is ever growing. Well, Solo Sikoa and Logan Paul get into quite the heated confrontation there, but we must get back to the action as the debut of Prince Pretty, straight out of Cuteville, Tyler Breeze, and look at that man. Triple M, gorgeous indeed. Well, tonight he must face off against a man who has been quite the thorn in the side of CM Punk. Of course, Cody Rhodes last week would shock the world. Cody would come out after Punk demanded an answer for his attack. Just before, though, the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, would appear on the stage to set up the downfall with a triple crossroads to Punk. But Breeze tonight has to compete with Cody. Oh well, here we go. And well, tonight again, not alone. Cody Rhodes, Matthew Jackson, and Nicholas Jackson. The Elite are back. And well, it seems the confidence and the cockiness is back in full form. We knew Cody would, go through some changes after what was a heartbreaking defeat against The Rock. A clash. And then, of course, the failure for Damian Priest to finish the job has only driven him over the edge. And it seems he's made some calls, brought back two of his close friends. And while two men who despise Punk deeply. And here we go now, Cornell will tie up. Rhodes backing Priest straight back into the corner, and look at the intensity there, and wait a minute. Rhodes just going all in the corner. And this is not quite the Cody Rhodes I think we're used to. And while Rhodes getting himself hyped up, getting himself fueled up, taunting to the crowd. And while Cody taunting down there ringside with the Bucks. And again, Rhodes just throwing Breeze into that corner. Taking a much more relaxed, much more vicious approach to this contest than we would expect. And this is just becoming a slaughter. And wait, Cody. Not even giving Tyler a second to recover on the outside. I mean, if you're Tyler Breeze, you are in a deep danger. Because I don't think we've seen this kind of beast in Cody in quite some time. And while Cody now trying to get the referee, Adrian Butler, to back off. And while Breeze coming in from behind and Rhodes drops him down, and well, what's the play here? Takes him up, and well, the gut shot there to Adrian Butler. Interesting choice, Rhodes. Again, just hyping himself up with a moonsault. Hooks the leg. Oh well. Relinquish the cover. And again, giving Tyler Breeze a chance out. And again. And Cody Posing high in the corner. And wait a minute. Tyler gets Rhodes on the shoulders. But Cody quick to shut it down and the slow approach onto the knee. And well, I think Rhodes is thinking for the Cody cutter. Good night, Tyler Breeze. 1, 2, and again. Cody, well, was inviting Breeze in. The blood dripping down, the money maker of Tyler, and again though Rhodes caught off guard. Hang on, Cody. Uncovering that far turnbuckle pad. And again, Rhodes just taking that cocky, arrogant approach. And Crossroads. As it's finally put to bed, you can see Matthew and Nick on the outside cheering on it. Tyler Breeze didn't go down. Tyler Breeze didn't go down. Rhodes is playing the slow game here. Oh, wait a minute. Rhodes just put Adrian Butler out of commission. And sadly, Breeze Breeze took the steel chair shot. Almost a victim of Rhodes. And while you could see the face of Adrian Butler there, suspicious as to what has happened, but you know, due to not being able to visually see what went down, is unable to act upon it. And wait. Cody breaking the ring count again. Oh wait, Rhodes with the steel steps there. And Cody went to do a standing moonsault onto Breeze. Breeze beat Rhodes to the punch, and it seems the fashionista is in with a chance. But not for long. And again, Cody does the ground and pound. Oh, wait a minute, Rhodes. We saw in position the steel steps. And just narrowly. No, Cody. If Cody does this, it could be over. Oh well, thankfully. And Wayne Rhodes. Clearing the announce table. He has nothing to lose. But Breeze in imminent danger. And here we go, Cody. Brain buster. Through the announce table. Oh well, Cody tried to take both men back in the ring. Breeze fell to his knees. Oh well, Cody in the center of the ring. Tyler in a bad way for the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Oh well. This is a very different side of Cody that we are yet to see him. Just brought Breeze in, suckered him close, and that just became a complete malicious and brutal beatdown. I mean, Tyler, I imagine he's going to be needing some serious medical attention after this. But here it was. Rose could have ended it right here. Nailed the Cody cutter. Hooked the leg. And opted to relinquish the pin. And finally, when Cody thought he was going to be all done and dusted, Crossroads connected for the 3, but Breeze, somewhere inside, he saved himself, which led to the further brutalization, the brainbuster through the announce table as Matthew and Nick watched on like vultures. Got him back in the center of the ring. Nailed the Crossroads. And that was history. And now Nick, Matthew and Cody taking center stage. And what a debut for this reformed Elite, and what a look for the new side of Cody Rhodes. Oh well, Uncle Howdy in an undisclosed location. Bray, you can claim that you are a man purged of your demons, but all you've done is thrown yet another mask to hide his demons. SummerSlam, I will pull him back out of you, Bray. Let the whole world see the monster return. Next week, before we face once more, I ask you to face the monsters of your past. Find 2 men to sacrifice alongside yourself and prepare for the worst. And well, Howdy, setting the stage next week, Bray Wyatt will take on the Wyatt Six, but at SummerSlam, Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt, 1-on-1. And while moving into the pre-main event after that, a message from Uncle Howdy that leads everyone on edge. Coming on now, it is the final boss. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, whichever name you want to put to him. And I imagine tonight he's going to be, he's going to be standing alone. He has been, is aided by the bloodline as his reign has continued. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the Guerrillas of Destiny. But now the Guerrillas of Destiny wrapped up in the tag team championship scene, embracing their New Japan roots. Solo is at the throat of Logan Paul. And, well, Jacob Fatu is deeply chasing the US title. SummerSlam could be the weakest The Rock has ever been and could bring about the end of the final boss as we know it. Chris Jericho, if he sets the stage right, could absolutely pull off the steal of the century. I mean, The Rock won that championship through underhanded means, making himself the sixth man in a five-man gauntlet. As he poses proudly with the big gold title, successfully defended against Cody Rhodes, against Damian Priest, and next on the list is, of course, the only man that knows The Rock through and through, Chris Jericho, the Nueve, a 9-time world champion, looking for his 10th. Was able to defeat Solo Sikoa last week. Been able to survive the bloodline shenanigans. And now Big E calling the shots over The Rock. The Rock's got to be careful. He's got to be calculated. One wrong move and his entire empire could crumble. The Rock takes the suit off, ready to compete. His opponent, Cedric Alexander, comes out to ringside. They call him Prime Alexander. While Gargano was the heart of NXT, Cedric was the soul. And well, this man leaves nothing in that tank. When he's in between those ropes, there is nothing left unturned. But The Rock needs to keep it grounded. He needs to ensure that Cedric can't play any games. And here we go, huge Rocky chance. And well, the corner will tie up, and there's the strength advantage from the world undisputed champion. And The Rock instantly just going to gloat to the crowd. I mean, the potential upset here, and it could be caused if The Rock decides to overlook Cedric, decides to undersell him. Oh, well, here we go, another shoulders in the corner. Racks him up and brings him back down to earth as, well, you can just see this is a cerebral and slow-paced takedown. And wait a minute, that's the Nueve. The Nueve outside the ring, and oh no. He is The Rock's undisputed championship, and he is just walking away, trying to get into the mind of Chris Jericho, and gets clocked out by Cedric Alexander. The game's already beginning to play from Chris, and now The Rock getting back between the ropes, taking personal gripes with what just went down. I don't think, well, Jericho's gone. Jericho's out of here. He walked off as soon as Cedric laid in the punch. And here we go. Oh, a huge Rocky chant here from this crowd. A huge surprise. Well, I mean, can't say it's a massive fuck. The win in LA. We're gonna see The final boss rips off the elbow. 1, 2, and 3. The people's elbow. Good night to Cedric Alexander. And again, you know, while The Rock was left exposed, usually he would have had someone in his corner to prevent someone like Chris Jericho playing a game like that and getting into the head of the final boss, but he was on his own. The bloodline is scattered to the wind. The only man who could have potentially come is Solo Sikoa, but the minute Solo doesn't trust The Rock as far as he can throw him. But still, the Undisputed Champion stands tall. Cedric Alexander at the hands of a brutal beatdown. And now all we have is to look forward to our main event before we hit the final week of SummerSlam. And now time for the main event. Coming up first, it is Gallus. We're getting a rematch from last week as Gallus and DIY look to butt heads for a second time. Of course, last week Gallus taken off guard, taken down by DIY in a shock roller. Mark and Wolfgang look to expunge the stain. And now DIY must face them for a second time. Of course, DIY currently in good contention bids for the Tag Team Championship titles. If by some way Gallus win tonight, they could make the argument for themselves. But the Gallus boys, with Joe Coffey in the line, look to put themselves on top, so Joe Coffey caused absolute havoc earlier tonight, causing a disqualification in the United States Contendership contest. And well, I imagine currently backstage in some meetings, and here we go. And here they come. The Rebel Heart, the Black Heart, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, DIY. And well, these two men have been such an untouchable force in that ring. These two men have been reigned as, you know, one of the most iconic tag teams from the black and gold era of NXT. But now they must stand on their own two legs. They must fly solo on the main roster, and here we go. Mark, Coffey, Johnny Gargano kicking things off. And wait a minute, instantly tagging into Wolfgangers. Wolfgang is not looking to give leeway, unlike what happened last week. And here we go, just sent on to follow. And this is now a much more aggressive pace of attack. A much more vicious approach from Gallus as well. They look to try and prevent what happened just a week ago from happening again. And tag made now. Mark Coffey coming in as a legal man, and Wolfgang sends him full force with that clothesline to take out Johnny. I mean, Adrian Butler watching closely, making sure the Gallus don't quite overstep their boundaries and their rules. Johnny looked like he was going to make the crawl. And while Mark Coffey has just isolated Gargano from his partner. Gargano having to fly solo here has been completely isolated. And here we go. Wolfgang though. And while Johnny able to circumnavigate the beatdown in the corner from Wolfgang and Mark. What? Coffee playing the smart game. Held Gargano up in the corner. Took out Ciampa. And here we go, Johnny. Looking to let loose Adrian Butler. Causing a little bit of an obstacle here. And he's got to be careful. Of course, in order to make sure his officiating is above board and fair, he's got to make sure that he is not at all subjugating, and Gargano went to make the leap. And while Wolfgang taking the ire of the ref off the game to allow for Mark to orchestrate this beatdown. Tag made Wolfgang a legal man. And this has become such a one-sided show of affairs, a huge opposite to what we saw last week. And Wolfgang just bringing Gargano away from the danger, bringing Gargano away from his partner. It is like Wolfgang has just tore this ring into two halves, and now, hang on a minute, Wolfgang, a man of that size, pulling off such a feat. And now Ciampa getting the kick. And Wolfgang just taking out both members of DIY. Closing center of the ring, count of 6. And while Wolfgang and Mark discussing strategy. Gargano again trying to use that Irish whip, trying to take things into his corner, but Wolfgang able to circumvent the attempt. And tag made to Mark. Johnny went to begin the crawl for a second time. Oh, wait. Mark Coffey. Again, just piling Gargano over. Oh, well. Mark, in an interesting bid, has allowed Ciampa to run wild. I think for Gallus they need to prove that they are not being out-wrestled, but Ciampa the Black Heart unleashing here. And wait a minute, could we see a freak pin like last week, but a kick out of 1? And while Wolfgang trying to pull things back in a corner. Oh no, 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 Mark Coffey wrangling the arm Ciampa. Ciampa now being dispatched. Back to Wolfgang. And off the ropes they go for the double arm toss. And the elbows to follow. Double kip up. But well, reveled in it for a moment too long, and Ciampa dumped in the corner. Oh, so's Johnny. And Wolfgang dispatches of both stars in one fell swoop. Dude buster from Gargano. Mark Coffey. Mark Coffey just laid Johnny out on a silver platter. Wolfgang going for the cover for the 3, and that is the Gallus boys showing that they learned from their lessons. Gargano and Ciampa didn't take them seriously after last week, and I'm going to hammer and lower the tag team champions. I mean, we're about to get a big send-off for SmackDown, and well, the Guerrillas of Destiny sending a message to any who step up to the plate.